come on.
You have to just close the screen and then open
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, that's, and then open it. There you go.
Okay.
Now push. Okay.
All right. Okay, hi, my name is John Jefferson, and I am a member of the AC Bilbrew Writers Workshop, which is the, hopefully we're gonna make it kind of like the newest version of the Watch Writers Workshop. The Neo Watch Writers Workshop. Okay, my name is John Jefferson, once again, and the piece that I want to read from today is just an excerpt, and really it's just a side story from one act play that's a work in progress that I'm working on. And it has to do with the issues of mental health in the African American community, and especially mental health amongst males in the African American community. So this is just a one character, one page story. So CBM rolls over again for the 100th time on his mattress and turns on his bedside lamp. He turns off the radio on his nightstand that was playing jazz music softly. Outside, the rain falls heavily upon the ground. The wind is blowing bursts of water on the windows. Lightning and thunder flash, then crash loudly. He hears voices ringing inside his head. He does not know where the voices are coming from, nor who is saying what. He often thinks of all the activity that is going on in his life right now with all of the film projects and other stressful aspects of his busy life. He is starting to feel cold all over. There is a ringing inside of his ears and a dizziness he is experiencing on this warm, rainy summer night. He gets especially dizzy when he turns to look over his shoulder. The dizziness will not go away. Nigga! I can't sleep. I'll be your cinematographer producer. Let's get this movie made. Where's Crazy Buck Millions? Crazy Buck Millions is a nigger with a plan. Nigger with the camera. Did your mama name you Crazy Buck Millions? Sounds arrogant to me. Fuck you, Crazy Buck Millions. Broke ass motherfucker. No, fuck you. Hee, I bet you he ain't even getting no pussy. You do have a girlfriend, Crazy. Do you want to fuck me, Crazy? Fuck you, Crazy. Suck my black dick. Shit down on you, Crazy Buck Millions. As the voices become louder and the rain and thunder begin to go at their highest and loudest pitch. The thunder from the electric storm is crashing after a brief flash of lightning. Flash, and then bang! And it shakes the entire room where Crazy Buck Millions sleeps. Insomnia is what best describes the feelings Crazy is having right now. He is sitting on the edge of the bed, and his thoughts are racing. It is getting light outside, and suddenly the alarm clock sounds with a loud siren. 6:30 a.m., another damaging, long hour, stressful, racism-filled, busy, and eventful day of filmmaking awaits. So this is another part of the same one-act play that I'm doing, and it has a different character. This is CBM's girlfriend, and her name is Juicy. So this is her story. Juicy hangs up the phone. A tear protrudes from her right tear duct and runs down her face. She takes a moment to feel her own emotions of concern, sadness, and compassion. She then goes into her bedroom. She then goes into her bathroom. She takes a washcloth still wet from her morning shower and wipes her tear-streaked face clean. She looks at herself in the mirror for a moment and then goes into her kitchen to gather the groceries for the dinner she will cook tonight. She places the grocery bag on the counter and starts to gather her purse, keys, and cell phone from the living room. She picks up the grocery bag and her things and heads for the front door. As she is exiting the front door, she locks it in her usual manner. Ring, ring, ring. She reaches into her purse to answer her phone. She answers, "Hello?" Just as soon as she answers the phone, the call drops. She tries to redial the number, but the call drops again. She becomes even more disturbed emotionally and lets out a sigh of frustration. She rushes to her car, puts the items in the passenger seat, and starts the car. She opens the garage via remote control, only to find that she is blocked in by a car with flashing lights. She honks her horn twice. It seems someone is getting a ride from Uber. Within 5 minutes, the car pulls off and she is able to get her car out of the parking garage. She drives hurriedly, traveling quickly through the 5 blocks to the main road, which will lead her to her destination. Just as she turns onto Wilshire Boulevard, she sees that the traffic is backed up and the cars are moving considerably slower than what is normal for this time of day. After 40 minutes, she sees that there has been an accident which is being cleared as she passes. 40 minutes. A trip to the freeway, which usually takes 5 minutes, has taken almost an hour. Juicy arrives at her destination in Leimert Park. As she rides around the area, she finds that there is not a single space for her to park her car. She continues to circle. She can still find no parking. She drives on and sees a spot for her to park, a small relief. The feeling is short-lived because she now realizes that she has to walk 3 city blocks to get to her destination. Upon arriving to her destination, she calls, but there is no answer. She knocks. There is still no answer. She calls and knocks for the better part of 30 minutes. She is livid at this point and is just about to walk the 3 blocks back to her car when the living room light is switched on. Okay, those are excerpts from one-act play that is about mental health in the African American community, the Black community.
Once again, as the off-screen moderator, I want to ask those who have questions or comments to make them.
Title?
Oh, the title of this one is, so far, it's Stigma.
Okay.
Stigma.
Oh.
It's kind of the stigma of mental health in the community and how people don't want to talk about it, or maybe they may be experiencing it, but they're not going under the proper treatment to allow them to live a fruitful life. So they may be denying it to their own detriment or to the detriment of others in the community. So I chose this title, Stigma, because it's something that's not really being discussed, but it's something that's coming out even in the public. They're knowing that between the freeways in Los Angeles is one of the highest incidents of new mental health cases. And so it's a really prevalent issue that I want to just expose through this work.
Specifically concerning the African American community.
Yes.
Why is there such a reluctance to talk about mental illness?
Shame.
Perhaps shame,
I
perhaps.
don't expect you to give me a full answer, but
Right. Even other illnesses, even if it's mental illness or even other illnesses, people in our community, if you will, and when I say our community, I mean the Black community, African American community, at least here in America. I'm not sure how it is in other places.
it's
but I
worse
know-
in other places.
Okay, it's worse in other places. So worldwide, African American people are not really talking about different things that are ailing them, whether it be mental, whether it be a physical challenge. And even, I think it can be a good idea at times because you can exchange notes with people who can maybe give you more effective ways to handle situations that you may be dealing with as far as illnesses. So
I think,
Yeah.
it's the stigma that has, when I was growing up, what happens in the house stays in the house. Okay, and you did not talk, you might have a crazy uncle, somebody with a thyroid problem. Okay, a thyroid problem, but nobody talked about it. Okay, it was hush hush, especially if the children, get on out of here, we're talking grown folks talking, so.
Going back beyond that, but remember the story, we have a girlfriend who's paraplegic named Ryua Akinshigan, very artist, who went to Nigeria. She was staying in Ile-Ife, and she wheeled her wheelchair in, and people threw coins at her. And being the person she was, she made a lot of money that day.
Right.
And in the following days, but they told us she was being cursed because of some previous reincarnation or something.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie, you had a question.
I just have a comment. I noticed that in your piece about the woman in the car and she was waiting.
Yeah.
But I think it's just from what I've learned from being in the class. Is that if she oh damn, some dialogue.
Some dialogue.
Yeah,
from
right.
her.
Even
Okay.
if she bites, you goes, oh damn, why does this shit always happen to me or something?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I like that. Yeah. I do. I like that. And what I was trying to do on that one is just see for the reader how much tension and frustration could I transmit to the reader from this character. It was kind of symbolic of her. What had happened before this story is that she had just gotten a call from the lead character, CBM, and he had said that he had had some issues and he wasn't really doing that well. And so she wanted to run and try to do something for him to try to help him out. And so I was trying to transmit as much frustration as I possibly could in one page.
But you, the writer, were doing it.
No,
Oh, yeah, right.
for the reader.
Okay.
For who is ever reading it, so that they could see exactly how much frustration this character was going through, just trying to go help her boyfriend out, who had just had this challenge, I guess this mental health challenge, and she was going to go to help him, but she was running through all these obstacles, and there was all this frustration, which is kind of symbolic of how a lot of times there's a lot of barriers to you even just getting the correct care as a person who has mental health issues, or even if someone's gonna help you, their learning curve on understanding how to help you or what you're going through, that's kind of a steep curve. So there's this mountain in between you and getting to I guess a good place with your illness.
With the
And
narration.
even with other illnesses too.
Yeah, with the narration, I understood that, but like
Yeah.
Eddie said, I think a little dialogue, then I would feel closer.
Yeah,
I feel closer that, this is a real person, and it's not a voice or, a God talking about the situation.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
I could have had her say, like after she let out the sigh of frustration, she could have said something there.
Right,
I
or at
just
the
had her
phone, when
say
the
hello
phone
from
call
the phone.
goes off,
But since she was like, it was only one character, I just made it more introspective.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think to put a little dialogue in there, but I think that could have been really good.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
make I feel for her.
Forte, you're trying to say,
What? Well, no, a lot of things ran across my mind.
Yeah.
I want to first talk about the stigma
Yeah.
of mental illness.
Yes.
I think after slavery, a lot of blacks gravitate to the church, and in the church, there's a lot of shame associated for some reason with mental illness and
Anything.
sexual.
Right, everything.
Yeah, anything.
Anything.
Right. So I think that's one reason
Yeah.
the black community is having problems with
Okay.
identifying and actually speaking out about mental illness and our
Right.
sexual,
Yeah, lots.
yeah.
Yeah,
Our sexuality.
Yeah.
Now, I want to find out, the first one, Crazy Buck Millions.
This
Now-
is not
now-
the permanent name.
Okay,
So this
because
is
I'm-
just a name that I have on the character right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a hold on it.
This may not be the actual name of the
Okay,
character.
because I have a client who has voices and everything. I
Oh,
just
yeah,
really wonder.
yeah.
I have two clients with
Yeah,
voices.
yeah.
But they don't really hear voices. It's
Yeah.
something strange. I wish I could.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what's going on inside their head. I
Right,
don't.
right.
But that's an interesting subject you're talking about.
Yeah, I
let me
had
get-
this
let me
segment
get this
with
straight.
radio voices.
Here we are sitting in a room full of schizophrenics.
Right.
Talking about voices. Ooh. But and also I
People
know
who
the
don't,
premise.
people who don't exist. I'm trying to get this straight.
Yeah.
People who don't really exist, they are pure fiction. There may be some evidence of reality somewhere.
Yeah.
But all of us inventing people who don't really
We're
exist
inventing characters.
and quoting them
Yeah.
and talking about what they were supposed to be talking about and so forth. I don't know. Explain that to me. I'm not really just but it's kind of interesting that I think you have to be a little bit schizophrenic to write.
I think so.
Because
Yeah.
you're not willing to give yourself over to other voices.
other
The
voices.
one that you hear in the middle of the night that said, John, wake up, write about me.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
Pat, in just joking a little bit about your person, the people who, my daughter's schizophrenic, I have a schizophrenic daughter.
Right.
And what she's been talking to, who she's been talking to for years, are as
Yeah.
real as the conversation
The
I'm
actual-
having with you.
Yeah,
They
I
can't
just-
explain
because-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I'm just saying, the two guys that I deal with, I don't know, the way they explain it, it's not voices they're hearing. I'm sure he's probably hearing a voice. I don't know. I have one who goes like this when it gets too loud.
Yeah.
But it's not voices. I don't know if
Something
it
that's
sounds-
generated
I wish I
inside
did.
their
Yes,
mind.
something is going on. I don't know.
And it's something that they hear as if it's a person
It's something.
talking.
I don't know if it's,
It's,
I don't know.
it's as if someone is talking.
As if, right.
As if someone is talking.
But I still want to get back to the premise. I didn't know what the,
The
premise was for
Of which story?
Crazy Buck Millions.
He's just the character name. That's just a name that I threw on the main character so far.
Yeah, but your story.
Oh, the premise.
Of
Well,
the story.
these are just the one-page stories. That the one-act play has a premise,
Uh-huh.
but each story has a premise as well. You want just the premise of each story?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Okay.
Need to
Would we define the premise as the goal?
The
of
goal.
I guess the premise in the first story where he's having this psychotic
Yeah.
episode in the bed is for him to make it through the night and try to get some sleep. But he was unable to. The alarm went off and the next day had already started. It was time to go again. He that was the goal. The goal was for him to try to get some sleep, try to calm the voices that were racing in his head, and try to calm himself down. He was able to do some of that, but he was not able to get to sleep because this ordeal was so time consuming that it had absorbed the entire night. And by 6:30, it was time to get to his next day of activity.
Oh, and he works at a movie studio or somewhere.
No,
What-
he's a student in film school.
student, okay.
He's a student in film school, and he's having this. I thought it'd be really good for a one-page story to have him do this episode of just being alone and a lot of the things he's hearing and what he's going through, like in an evening where I guess everybody else. Just imagine it's not literally, but the whole rest of the world is rolling over, having a nice sleep.
Could be
Their
some.
alarm is about to go off, but they're in REM sleep. They're dreaming.
Is it
And
perhaps?
he's going through this all night.
Is it perhaps that madness makes it hard to have a sane life?
I think it's that, but I just think he has just such a sheer amount of activity that he's doing around the clock, day and night and night and day, that when he gets ready to go to sleep, he's working too hard.
Stressed out.
He's a workaholic. That's what I'm trying to show is that
Okay.
it's that he's a workaholic too.
More than the fact that he's crazy.
It's all of it.
Okay.
Well, actually, the workaholic side is probably making him crazy.
Gotcha.
Because I think he's getting so depleted of nutrients and everything good, all things good. He's
I
getting
think
so
that's
depleted
more of the premise,
that
yeah.
he's kind of causing his brain to not function the same.
Okay,
I
John.
have
He has maybe a chemical imbalance.
I just wanted to share, I really enjoyed
Sure.
that one because the other day I was saying something and my mother said, "What did you say?" And my daughter said, "Oh, she's thinking out loud." And then she said, "Mom, you know how I know you're thinking out loud? Because you do it all the time." So when I was listening to that in the beginning, I was like, "Ooh, I hope I don't gravitate where I'm cussing myself out." So I really enjoyed it, but I kind of like put myself in there for a minute, but I couldn't pull it out.
Well, as long as you don't argue with yourself and lose.
These voices,
Okay.
only a few of the voices are him, and then all the other voices are other entities, other people that he's hearing when he's hearing these voices in that middle section. It's all just other people talking.
That nigger, whatever.
Yeah, all of the
Oh,
graphic
I see,
language.
the outside noise.
Yeah, well, no, it's coming from inside his head.
That's what I said.
If you were in the room with him while this is happening, you wouldn't hear anything.
Okay.
You wouldn't hear anything. Just like now. Nobody's saying anything. But he hears all this in his mind.
Okay.
So it probably in a film it would be something like a voiceover, or and they show him kind of holding his head so that you can kind of allude via the pictures that this is coming from inside his head. And then sometimes they'll show other people in the room, like in A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe.
Oh, yeah, Russell.
How he has this friend, but then nobody can see the friend. His other people who are saying they can't see the friend, but he has been interacting with his friend almost through the whole movie. So it's kind of like these voices are coming from his head, and some of it is graphic, and some of what he's hearing is just normal, and some of it is derogatory, and he never even got to sleep. It's time to go. The next day, it's time to go again.
It seemed like the beginning, I liked the beginning.
Yes.
You made it was moody. It's raining.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought today I was looking at the Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah.
And that's what came across my mind is that like you said, he's a film student.
Yes.
So, I mean, and he's hearing voices, so
Yeah.
it just I like the moody way you set it up, the rain and all that.
And the
Thank you,
jazz, I
thank
was
you.
wondering what
The
jazz
jazz.
he was listening to.
Right, now that,
What was he listening to?
okay, what would he be listening to? That's a good note, I like that one.
Sun Ra.
Some Sun Ra, some Coltrane,
Coltrane.
or some
Last string from
Cal Jader, some
Yes.
Thelonious Monk.
Right. Monk.
Monk.
Yeah, Thelonious
Monk.
Monk.
would be perfect.
Somebody, not Mellow Train, I mean, not Mellow Mile.
Yeah,
Well, I
Difficult.
he was kind of making monk.
difficult melodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate
Go
those.
kind of like
those
come with Eric Satie.
right, Eric
You know his
Satie.
music?
No.
It's the one. Ding, dong,
Oh, yeah.
dong, ding, 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 dong.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It
That's
is.
the
I
four
need to
notes.
look it up.
And he plays through for a whole concerto.
Yeah, look him up. It's,
Wow.
it's
Different
really,
sides of it.
Okay.
ERIK SATIE. Whenever he comes on the car radio, I have to stop.
he does.
You would just pull over.
No, he might,
Wow.
he's just
Wow.
focused.
It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
wow. I'm gonna look
Okay,
it up.
we're
look it up.
doing very many difficult things.
Are we still filming?
Yes, we're still filming.
Oh, I had another piece to read. I don't know if my time is up though.
Okay, we do have time.
We do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to read another piece. This one, I got a lot of notes on this one, and I want to make it tighter. It is just a work in progress. This one is called Choking. Choking. Late in the evening on a warm summer Saturday night, there's a lively house party going on in Ladera, Los Angeles, California. People are dancing and having a great time as up-tempo R&B and hip-hop music is playing in the background. Some people are eating and drinking beer and cocktails. People are talking at tables on the side of the dance floor. Some people are laughing loudly. This is the annual opportunity for family and friends to come together during Labor Day weekend. Two men walk towards each other and greet on the side of the dance floor. A loud popping sound is heard over the already loud music as they clasp and shake each other's hands, giving the male handshake hug. Both of their faces light up with smiles. Hey, Robert. What's up, Glenn? Talking loudly over the music. So how did your move to Atlanta work out? Man, it's been a minute. Yeah, it has been a minute, Robert reflects. It's working out well. I've been there for going on 6 years now. It was tough when I first got there, though, but after about a year of pure hell, things started to gain momentum. Let's go to the back. I got some headband that we can smoke on. Cool. Glenn leads Robert to a room of the house that is not occupied with party people, is a little quieter so that they can catch up with each other. They arrive in the home office, furnished with two large desks where they both sit down in comfortable desk chairs to continue their conversation. Glenn reaches into the desk he is sitting at and pulls out a large container of cannabis. Yeah, this strain is called Headband. It's a sativa dominant hybrid cross between OG Kush and sour diesel. Glenn passes the large bud to Robert to examine. Robert looks carefully at the bud, then gives it a sniff. Whoa, this is a pretty good looking bud. How do you know so much about this stuff? I've done a lot of research on cannabis and talked to the bud tenders at the collectives I go to. Also, I look up the strains on Leafly on my phone. So I've learned quite a lot about it over the years. Robert passes the bud black to Glenn. Now, no, I'm gonna let you hold that for later, and I'll roll us up a fat one to smoke on now. Here's something to put in it. Put it in this. Thanks, man. Glenn takes out some rolling papers and a GQ magazine with Donald Trump on the cover and begins rolling a joint of the headband strain. So yeah, you were talking about your move to ATL and how things started to pick up after about a year. So this is just an excerpt. So I'm gonna pick up at a more advanced point in the story.
Hey, John. Play, John.
Here we go. So we'll rejoin our scheduled program. Well, you know me, Rob. I keep it simple. He passes the joint back to Robert. The room is now smoke-filled and the burning headband has created a deathly pungent aroma, which could cause a serious contact high. I'm still at FedEx. I moved up to regional manager about 3.5 years ago, and I've been working on my side business of exclusive personal training early in the mornings. I still have not had an employee as excellent as you on the truck routes, though. It's really good to see you tonight. I'm glad you could make it by for the party. Well, thanks for inviting me. You remember my wife, Eileen. We're celebrating our 17th anniversary next month. Congratulations, he says between puffs. Yeah, so after we're done in here, be sure to go say hello and ask her to give you some food, some barbecue chicken and steak, coleslaw, potato salad, monkey bread, spaghetti, and a few other items. We were trying to keep the spread simple this time. So comedic, yes. But be sure to ask her for some of the special peach cobbler and vanilla bean ice cream. It's so good. She made 2 pans, but you know how greedy people are, and it will be gone by the end of the night. Man, I'm hungry too. That sounds like a great spread. Okay, I will see her after this for sure. This headband is kicking in. Yeah, I told you that this stuff was potent. They say it has a delayed effect, and once it finally kicks all the way in, it rushes to the head, and it feels like you're wearing a headband. Thus, the name headband. So then it hits the body and relaxes you all over. Yeah, we do not have medical cannabis in Atlanta, and I have not smoked much out there, especially after my relative smelled it on me one day and went ballistic. Well, enjoy the big bud I gave you. It should last you while you are here visiting. When are you going back? I'm staying for about a week or 2. I have some business in the garment district in LA, and then I'll head back. Okay. Well, I'm glad you can make it by tonight. We should try to connect before you fly out. Absolutely. So how is your son doing? So my son is still at Stanford in the final year of his engineering program. He graduates next summer and he is going for his master's degree, but he hasn't decided what school he wants to go to. Robert starts to pass the joint, now half the original size back to Glenn. Suddenly there is a loud knock at the home office door. Boom, 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 boom. Glenn grabs the joint and interrupts his natural rhythm, putting the joint in the ashtray to answer the door. He gets up and walks over to the door to see who it is. Before he can get to the door to ask who it is, the door swings open and the loud music from the party spills into the smoky office room. In walks Rich. Hey, Rich, smugly. What's up, Glenn? Man, I got here about 10 minutes ago. I was coming from the bathroom and I knew I smelled something. I knew I smelled you doing your thing back here. I figured you was in here talking on some of that good marijuana. Man, let me hit some of that. Man, I thought you were the damn police knocking on this door like a madman. I thought there was some type of emergency. Shit. Robert, meet my overbearing brother-in-law, Rich. What's going on, Rich? Shit, you had me shook too with that police knock. Nice to meet you. Here you go. It's still lit. He takes the joint from the ashtray and passes it to Rich, who takes a long, slow drag and exhales a large cloud of smoke into the room. Sit down and enjoy it, Rich. Man, we're trying to relax. He starts to sit down. Not there, Rich. That's my seat. Take this chair here. Rich sits down and takes another toke of the joint. He also begins to choke after he tries to hold the smoke in. Bruh, this is some strong bud. Where'd you get this batch? I got a new place I go to near USC. This strain is called Headband. Oh yeah. Rich continues to cough and passes the joint to Glenn. Glenn takes the joint and places it in a nearby ashtray. He pulls 3 water bottles from a small refrigerator behind the desk he is sitting at. He then offers both Robert and Rich a small bottle of water. They both take